Oh Lord, there's a lot of people getting. I need to get some noni.
All right, guys, we still got a lot of people coming in, so we're gonna get started in a second.
Anybody had that noni? I need some. I need some bad, y'all.
All right, we're going to get going. All right, guys. So look, thank you for joining us here on tonight. Gregg and Lenika Scott here for all of you. For all of you that haven't, yes, it's recording. For all of you that have not met us yet, some of you up here, you joined and have not had a chance to get to know who we are. So tonight is all about a little bit of meet and greet so you can know who we are. For those of you who have not met us yet, but a lot of you that have met us, we're going to talk about some getting started information, some things that you need to know to get your business up and moving. You know, there's a lot of excitement happening. We have a lot of people joining. We have a lot of moving parts right now. And finally, Lenika and I, we're really getting around to where we can really spend some time with the people that have made a decision to personally enroll with us and get started here with Partner Code, guys. This is exciting new adventure that we just started, and we just ranked #2 in the world.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. We're getting people in right now, even on the Zoom, and it is being recorded, right?
It's being recorded.
Okay, good. Good. So welcome aboard. Welcome to the team. For those of you who have been with us for the last 2 weeks, we launched about 2 weeks ago, right? You guys have seen the movement. It has been wild. It has been crazy. Like even right before we got on this Zoom, our upline caught us about power rankings and where we can look at stats at, because we're still learning. We are still learning. And although we are what is called veterans in this industry of network marketing, we are still learning Partner Code. So we are about a couple of weeks ahead of you guys in terms of learning the back office, learning the products, learning this compensation plan, and learning their way of doing things, their language and things of that nature, right? So I think I shared this before, and I'm going to share it again. I would ask that every one of you all, please be patient with us and also pray for us, because it is moving very fast. We did not, and although God did say that he would, there's one thing when God say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, but this is a different thing when you see it come to pass, right? When it happens. So again, there's one thing when he said, this is what I'm going to do, but then when you see it, you're like, whoo, and that's what we are experiencing right now. Not only to mention, we didn't realize that corporate was going to throw us in like this space where we are making a lot of decisions, right? And so not only were we leaders that really like what we saw, where we could really bring people to this opportunity and bring people to this company, but now they have us. So having said that, we were just thinking, okay, we could just come on in here and start building. I'm letting people in, you all. We thought we would just be able to come on in here, start building, right? But also we're working very closely with corporate to develop new things as they see that we need them, as we are growing the largest team here under the new company's name, all right? So I say that too, because it does look a little different for us, because we are stretched in so many different directions. Now, as you see, there's a lot of people that's on here. How many people are on here? Let me look at them.
Almost 50 people up here.
Right. So Gregg and I, we have personally put in about 200 people into the business. And just like anything else, there's going to be people that's going to want to do it. There's going to be people that's going to incubate, meaning I want to get my position, but just not right now. And then there's going to be people that are just going to just go all the way out, right? Go all the way in. Then there's going to be people that's going to start a little slow, and that's fine. And that is the purpose for this meeting tonight, where we did not want to do an overall big team meeting. We wanted it to be personal just for you, because at the end of even the session, we're going to do a little bit of Q&A, right? And so, so first things first, if you have not joined the WhatsApp group, Gregg and I, we have a personal WhatsApp. Oh, also, if you are on here and you are a customer, This is for those that are wanting to build a business. Some email addresses that I sent out earlier today, some of our customers got a hold of it because, again, we're learning the system. And so like I couldn't click on the button and see everybody that I personally enrolled. And that's why like some of you reached out on Instagram, like, okay, I joined you on like May the 17th. And like, why haven't you reached out? It's because we didn't know you were in the system, right? So we're learning all of that. Like we're learning all of that. But I did get corporate to run me a report. And so some of the customers also fell with some of the personal enrolled list. And so if you are a customer and you are on this meeting, then you shouldn't be on this meeting, right? But now if you want to come into the business, then that's another thing, then you good to stay. But if you are a customer, maybe you just bought some noni juice and somehow you got an email from Lenika Scott or Gregg Scott, then this is for our team, that the team of people that are building the business, right? All right, the first thing first, make sure you are a part of the WhatsApp group. There is a WhatsApp group just for Gregg and I personals, and it is called, let's see, legacy leaders, all right?
Well, also, if you are not in that WhatsApp group, but you got this message, go ahead and reply back to this message that you got for this meeting tonight, so we can send you the link so you can go right into the group.
Yeah, so we'll get you connected to the group. And then also the Facebook group, right? The WhatsApp group is only for those of us that Gregg and I have enrolled, right? So of course, if you join the business and you're married, then your spouse is able to join you. If you're in business with your, like we have sisters, we have twin sisters that are in business together, then they both can go in. But this is not for your personal team. The personal team will go into a personal chat that you're gonna create, whether it is a Facebook personal chat or even a WhatsApp personal chat. Since we are building globally, we are encouraging people, we are using WhatsApp a little bit more in this season than we have done it in times past. The Facebook group is for everybody. So everybody that joins your team. Speaking of teams, for those of you who are building a team and you're leaders, we are not encouraging you to build another Facebook team group, okay? It is too much. We've done that before in business. It's too much to manage, right? And so what happens is teams, they start to branch off doing different things, and it's just not as cohesive. You can have your own team chat for your team, right? Whether it's personals or your own team, their chat, but we will not recommend at all a totally different Facebook team group. All right.
Well, so you guys know what happens is it breeds division. And when you start breeding division, division can be just like a cancer, and it can just completely just destroy the direction and everything of an organization. And if you want your organization to grow big and grow strong, you want to keep it tight. Keeping it tight, meaning you're singing to the same sheet of music. You're not all just alike. We're not all going to from point A to point Z just alike, but we know that we want to get from point A to point Z. And we have like ways that we're doing it, right? Because we're all different and we have differences. But we're asking that you just keep it down to just the one group, and that's the Global Legacy Team Facebook group, where everybody can come. Now, you might have some people that join you on the team and they might say, hey, you know, I'm not on Facebook. Well, guys, listen, this is a simple and free form of communication with the team. This is so that people that join can actually be able to tap into the communications from the leadership who's getting information from corporate. We're able to properly communicate with each other. That is what this Facebook group is for. It's also to recognize and reward each other. So if you got someone that says, I don't have a Facebook account, I don't want to get on Facebook, but they want to do business, if they want to be in the communication, hey, just get a Facebook account and just join the group. You don't have to add friends and you don't have to do all of this stuff, but this is our means of communication as a group.
Yeah, okay? And when you guys really see, for those of you who are part of that group, really see, okay, how beneficial it is for your team and your new people, it is a place where we are creating just that safe place, that fun place is very energized. It is there for a reason, right? And so it's an amazing atmosphere where you can bring your teams in. They can see the people selling the product. They can see them growing, right? So speaking of, we're all different. I wanted to talk to you guys, especially for those of you who do not really know who Greg and I are. You may have been a part of my Lifeline Prayer Call ministry. Because that's almost been 15 years. So I've been out there public for 15 years preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, right? So you may have come by way of that. You may have also been a part of our other company. You may have been a part of my coaching. You may have met me through Tiffany Montgomery. Some people met me through there. You know, she comes over here, I cook for her, but she has a huge following. So a lot of her followers are very loyal to her because we're connected. You may have connected there. I'm not sure it could have been, or I just like the way that you cook. And so you're doing a business, I want to join you. So no matter where we have connected, if you do not know us personally, because sometimes we see people online and we get on their stuff, but we don't know them. We still don't know them. I want to address a little bit about me and Gregg's personal leadership style. He'll address it from his standpoint, but then I'll address it from my standpoint. I got started in this industry 1997. But in 2007, I left corporate America. And I was like, I am not going back to work. All right. I am going to figure out a way to get this thing done. And I'm going to figure out a way to make it happen. And so one of my first businesses was a company in 2008. One of my first businesses was a company called Lenika. Some of you know, well, at first I was doing Pampered Chef and then I started doing Lenika. Lenika allowed us to interact with other people online. We had what is called lead capture pages at that time. And in my first month, I sponsored 17 people, right? My upline leader said that wasn't the norm. They was like, this girl is a recruiter. I came in under Tabby Livingston, who is on here even now, right? Or she may be, I don't know. She's personal to us now. And so I was always one that I didn't look for a leader to help me progress. I was so hungry myself that I just learned whatever I had to do. Oh, hey, Tabby, to make it happen. Like, and she'll tell you that. Like, she'll say, yeah, that is true. Like, you know, I'm like, all right, what are we gonna do to move this thing going? Let us host our own team calls. Let us do whatever. You know, video marketing wasn't the thing back then, but we worked these phones, right? We worked these phones. I got up every day because I wanted to build a business and I worked that business. My point for saying that, right, I'm the type of leader that I'm not the one where, although I do have a very inspiring, let's go, motivating, but you're not gonna get that from me every day. But what you will get from me, if you reach out to me and there's something, I'm gonna respond. If you got a question, I'm gonna respond if I see it, right? So you're not gonna, I'm not the coach that calls every day to check in. I'm gonna encourage you with messages, maybe for everybody, but maybe checking in, but I'm not gonna do it every single day. And the reason why, because that's just not how I work for myself. My thing is, I feel like as an adult, as grown adults, if we're really hungry for something, we're gonna show up, right? And so I share that with you because I don't want you to get offended if you don't see me personally reaching out, right? But yet maybe you see me commenting on other people's stuff, right? So what I need you to do as an independent business owner is be active. We need you to be active in that WhatsApp group, right? We need you to be active in the Facebook community, right? That's how you're now getting yourself immersed in it. I was always one to be active. If I saw somebody ranking above me, I was the one that said congratulations, right? If my leader was sending me a call, I get on it. I would normally be the first one on and the last one off. I mean, that's how I am. So I want you to although this is network marketing, it is still business. And the business that you will generate will be generated from your personal production until you build out and grow out your organization, right? But none of us are in that point, not even Greg and I, where we can just kind of chill just a little bit, right? We're all in the stages of building out a foundation. All right. So I just wanted to share just a little bit about our leadership style, Greg, about the leadership style.
What do you want me to do?
Did you want to share anything about
You
our
want me
leadership
to-
style?
I'm just
No,
I'm just giving her a hard time.
Oh, okay.
No, so just a little bit about our personal leadership style, guys. You know, Lenika and I, we work as a team. Lenika is pretty much the face. Lenika is the one out in front of everybody. Lenika is the attraction of the team. Me, I am the one who's, I'm gonna train it. I'm gonna make it simple. I'm gonna make sure that everything stays tight. I'm gonna make sure that as much as possible that everybody knows the direction and what's going on here, right? And so my job is to try to make this thing as simple as possible. Try to keep everybody going. I am a strategist by nature.
Mhm.
All right. I foresee and I plan. Okay. And in that, I'm able to make it very simple, right, for people because I can see the accidents before it happened.
Mhm.
So a lot of times I'm not going to be on Facebook Live. You know, I'm married. We are one. So I am on Facebook Live. It just ain't my face. Right. But I will help everybody as much as possible. You guys know our heart. Those of you who spent time with us, you know who we are as people. We want everyone to succeed. And even now on tonight, that's what this is all about. It is about us pulling everybody together because like I said, we've been in the trenches for the last couple of weeks. And finally, we're getting around to having a chance to actually get in front of the people who said, I want to join business with you, right? And make no mistake, this is not everybody. This is the people who we could get all of the information and send it to them, and they decided or they had time to get on this meeting on tonight. So we will be trying to reach out to everybody that have personally joined with us in this business because it's important to us that if you've entrusted us to lead you in business, you've entrusted us enough that you wanted to join us in business, we want to make sure you got all the information. We want to make sure you got all of the tools. We want to make sure you have everything you need so that you'll be able to be successful in this business right here. So that's who we are, guys, kind of in a nutshell. And I do want to talk a little bit about the history of PartnerCo and what brought us up to where we are right now. Okay, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. So just so you guys know, because I want people to know kind of the infrastructure of what we're dealing with here. So PartnerCo, guys, was acquired by Darren Zobrist and John Wadsworth back in October of last year. PartnerCo is a mix of Eric's Miranda, which was Tahitian Noni. It went to a company called New Age, which was just tearing it up, and it was acquired by Darren and John, and they pulled everything together, and the name of the company is PartnerCo. Now they bought it last October, and they launched it this year in February. Well, Lenika and I, you know, due to some other circumstances, we became free agents, if you will, right? And we were looking. And so we were able to fall in line to find PartnerCo. And of course, we wanted to make sure that it was the right place for everybody. And I'm get to why I'm sharing all of this. We started with PartnerCo a little bit before May 6th, and we launched on May 6th, right? But when we started and when we launched, PartnerCo was in transition. What I mean when I say in transition is they were still putting together a lot of the framework. They were still putting together a lot of things. And then here we come, and we came big, right? and so now what time they thought they had to put things in place, they don't. They need it yesterday now. So even things such as the back office, people have questions around join links and different things like that. All of that stuff behind the scene, it is being worked on. It is being chopped at the bits. They've went through some sleepless nights trying to pull all of this stuff together. So even this past Monday, when they rolled out the whole new marketing, all the new marketing tools and everything, which you can see in your back office now, right?
We were the first, we was actually the first people to see that presentation.
Yeah, we actually saw them a week or so before Monday.
Do not share this with anybody. We're like, y'all, what's going on here? So even for you to say, I'm so glad that you went there, because we even didn't realize what God was giving us Now we knew that it was like a foundation that had been set, but it was a new company name. But we didn't realize like the the level of opportunity, right? That's for all of us until we said, okay, they really are like new doing this stuff, right?
So I want you guys to really, 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 truly understand this next statement I'm going to say. It is so refreshing to be, Lenika and I've been at this for 20 plus years in this industry, but it is so refreshing to be in a company where the ownership of the company actually are people who truly are looking for the success of the people. One thing that I can tell you guys is we've been part of companies where the face that you see is not always the face, the true face in the beginning. The face that you see in the beginning is not always the true face, and things change. But one thing that I can say is these guys here, they are pretty solid, right? They're solid people. And Lenika and I,
They used to money.
They-
Money
they-
don't move them.
they use the money, but even in that,
They
they really do have a heart for the people. They
Mhm.
have a heart for the people because even in our conversations, that is all they ever talked about is the people. And trust me when I tell you, I pay attention to conversation. So being able to sit at the table and talk with these guys before we actually launch with this company to make sure that this is the right company, because a lot of people were going to come and they were going to trust in our words that we said. So you here right now, not by accident, but you entrusted us that make sure that we did our homework, and we did our homework. So these guys, they're the real deal. And sometimes you get in this industry, you run into what's not the real deal so much that it makes you turn away from the real deal when it comes. You guys didn't do that. You guys said, no, we're joining. Okay. And I'm glad that you did, because this really is the real deal. That company that we've all dreamed about of being able to be a part of, and it's going to be around. It's going to really take care of us the way it's supposed to. It's really going to do the right things. And that's what this is. So I love it for that fact right there, that we're going to build, people are going to join with us, people are going to be taken care of, the people are going to be able to make money, the people are going to make a business, the people are not going to have a business ripped from them, the people are going to be able to come in here and do some great things. And that's what we have here with PartnerCo. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit of that history, because I also wanted you to know that some things that you see that may not be in place and may not be moving like you want to, they are getting it straight. And they are doing this for us. They are putting their money where the mouth is, and they're making sure that this stuff is right, guys. So even in that, just a little patience as those things are being worked out. Even the enrollment process that we have, they are right now taking care of that enrollment process to where it's going to be simplified. Okay. So that being said, I'll get out of the way. Lenika can go into the next thing.
Good, you're good. It's my phone just going off. I was writing some stuff down, but this is really good because I know some of you all have been even wondering, even like when we did our initial launch, for those that were there with the original launch, you may saw Miranda on your bank statement
or New Age on something.
But then you may see New Age on, like when I ordered something from PayPal, it's like New Age, right? So the merchant, so it is a lot that's happening. So also if you could just pray for the company. But what I do know, and I know this prophetically, and because God has spoken, he has spoken out off the mouth of several prophets, even people who don't know what it is that we do. Like we're getting calls and messages where the word of the Lord is this, or God woke me up and he said such and such, and be like, what? Somebody else said the same thing 2 weeks ago. What I do know is this, that you guys are in such a good position because God has spoken, and he said he is just sending the droves. He said it would be massive. And so he said this would be huge. And one of the things that he impressed upon me a few days ago is this Noni. Some of you know already. For those of you who do not know, maybe you joined because we had 4 people to join us today, or 5, I think 5 people came today, that God highlighted this to me. Now, when we first joined, we did not join because of the Noni. I need you guys to understand that we didn't join because of the Noni. We heard about PartnerCo. We knew that they had Noni, but that wasn't what drew us to the company. We were led by the Spirit of the Lord here. And so now they're shipping us this stuff, and I'm looking like, okay, I'm gonna have to learn these drops. I mean, can I keep it real? I'm gonna have to learn these drops. How many of y'all was on that call today? It was amazing. I'm gonna have to learn, okay, the giving greens, to renew, we taking the products, we're trying it. And so maybe about 3 days after we got our products, Greg and I was in bed and we were about to pray. And I was led to look at John Wadsworth. Now, this is the original founder of Noni. All right, he is the original founder of Noni, where he founded this fruit in Tahiti years ago. And that company Morinda did almost $1 billion in sales in 2004, 5, 6. Like one of them years, they just went up really high. But God said, this is it. This is where this anointing is at. And I was like, what, God? And so then there began to be a stirring in my spirit about Noni.
20 years ago, they had over $150 million earners. I want you to get that and let that sink in for a minute.
Yep.
This was 20 years ago when $1 million was way more than what it is now.
Yeah.
20 years ago, over $150 million earners. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. So then there was a spiritual pull to this product. Now, one thing about me, I might jack up some words on Facebook. Y'all done seen them. I will misspell. I'm a whole author that they wrote 3 books, right? But y'all gonna get some jacked up words on Facebook. I mean, I know I be all over the place. I don't want to say myself that I have ADD, whatever. But I'm a little bit all over the place,
It's not ADD.
But I know God's voice. I know when there is such a move on something. And that's actually one of the reasons that I contribute success to, because it's like, if you can really get into that sweet spot where he is moving during that time, and he has positioned you there during that time, and you just go even when you don't know all of the answers and you are not perfect and everything is not all right, then something can happen. And I knew it. I said, this is it. And I remember telling our leaders, many of you've seen our leaders, Dexter and Tanya, their family, Denise Lee, she joined us. We're so happy to have her with us. We earned millions together. Nate and Pam McCrae, which they've generated millions. And the Smiths, who is such a refreshing to the team. We knew that we were to develop our frontline leaders. And I remember just telling them, and then also our upline, Nikki and Fred, I said, we got to go with this Noni. So interesting, their father passed this same day. Was it 7 years ago? 7 years ago, this same day. And we're like in week 2 of it. What's interesting is he was on the first cover of Noni magazine 20 years ago, right? And so we met them in our former company where their dad had left them his $1 million business. But a few months ago, Nikki was like, we got to do something. And I remember even asking her, I said, see, y'all, we didn't even plan to share none of this tonight, but we just gonna let God be God, and us, y'all just hear this. So maybe y'all needed to hear this, because some of y'all may wasn't like, okay, they ain't reaching out to me, I'm about to leave. You gotta know that God is on this thing, right? So Nikki was like, we gotta find something. I'm like, well, what we gonna do? I don't know. This was before Gregg had gotten ill, where he's healed now. God is so good.
I won't eat.
Well, no, not ill, but when he got the diagnosis that we didn't want him to have, right? So Nicole and I would be on the phone a lot. And then I said, did your dad come to you in a dream? Like out of the blue one day. I said, did you have a dream about your daddy? And she said, oh my God, I did last week. This was months ago. I said, what did you dream? And he said, my people are no longer safe. I was like, wow. So now she's looking for companies, and we didn't even know that she was looking for companies. And she found Partner Code, and we just so happened to be on the phone with her, and she wasn't trying to recruit Greg and I into business. We were just being that bouncing ear because they knew what had just happened to us, or we lost
She had narrowed it down. She narrowed it down to 3 companies and wanted our opinions.
Yeah, and so we were just talking, and then she had said she had lost some weight. And I'm like, well, shucks, tell us what's going on. And that's how we found partnership. But going back to me hearing from God, I remember telling our leaders, I said, this is going to be our focus. Then when we have our private Zoom, private launch in our home before we launched publicly to the world, what we were doing, we only gathered people that we had been rocking with and rolling with in our other company, right? Some family members, some friends, that's it. We said we wanted them in position first because we knew that when we joined, it was going to be going really, really fast. So Anita and Tim and Anita comes. We're up in front of the room talking about Noni. And then Tim says, well, what's so crazy is, and I'm paraphrasing, I know I probably don't have it exactly the way he said it, but he said, I just was thinking about Noni. So him and his wife was both thinking about Noni. So then we started to tell people about the Noni, and several of them were saying the same thing. And then people started saying, you know what, I was just dreaming about that product. I said, you know what, this is not our doing. This is Daddy's doing. This is our Father's doing, like, because you can't plan that out. So when he was drawing me to this product out of 150 products, and I'm looking at these drops and renew, I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm gonna have to learn all of this stuff. And he was like, this is the one that we're gonna lead with. And us stepping out on faith and saying, okay, this is what we feel like the Lord is saying. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna bring to the team, right? And then he began to say, this is a full circle moment. And a few weeks ago, I began to get a download that he said he wasn't finished with the product. This was his fruit that he placed there. The Noni is found all over the Caribbean islands. We even saw some Noni a few weeks ago when we were in Puerto Rico. But the difference about the Tahitian Noni, it is packed with these, it's called, what is it, iridores, right? I think that's what it's called, right? That like nowhere around the world it has the same potency than Tahitian, i.e. original Tahitian Noni. And it has been backed by science. It has so many different testimonies and reports of it. And so what the Lord was saying was that he was not finished with this product, but there was a full circle moment for now, for such a time as this, and this would be the thing that he would drop in our lap. And I'm like, oh, wow, are you kidding me? Like, this is just, so just even to hear that. All right, so if you are new, all right, do not get frustrated, overwhelmed. It's a lot that's coming, right? Turn the WhatsApp off. Turn the WhatsApp off, like, or you know, silence your phone, right? You could turn it off at like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. I would ask that everybody in this group, I said it before, but I know y'all, we're in momentum. People just excited. One day I looked at it and I said, oh, go, we got people that sleep. Everybody ain't talking about no Noni. And it's like 12 o'clock at night and folks sending orders and they're unboxed. And I was like, oh my God, the team is just happy, which I'm excited about, but I'm also a mom, right? Who is realistic, you know. So if you guys can just hold off, you know, like 9:30 in the morning, like anything before, like no posting in the group, like not that, if you can remember, right? 9:30 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, and like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at night, right? Let's not go past that. Let's not be blowing it. Let's not be trying. I know it's hard. I'm just trying to set some order. Let's not be blowing up the group at, you know, 1 o'clock in the morning, right? Because people are asleep. Everybody's not doing this full time, right? But if you are new, I want you to, so I say that because it can be a little overwhelming, right? It's like, oh my God, people making rank, folks selling 20 bottles on Noni, like what is going on here? I'm just trying to figure out what my link is, right? Don't get overwhelmed. This is why Gregg did put the site together for you and your team, all right? And so just go through that site, especially for those of you who are new. Now, if you are a leader up here, I got something for you, right? So you just stay right there, but it's a whole different category. If you're new, you've never done direct sales, network marketing, multi-level marketing before, you are new. I need you to just go through that site, right? I need you to get your own testimony. I need you to take the product consistent, all right?
So the website,
Mhm.
if you're brand new, I just shared the website in there, globallegacytraining.com. And I know there are some people up here that we have not been able to connect with yet that might have joined a week ago or even a week and a half ago. Well, globallegacytraining.com. Go to that website, follow every step on that website. Again, I'm gonna repeat this because some people got on after I said it before. If you are not in the WhatsApp group, reply to the email that you use to get the link to get on this meeting saying, I need the WhatsApp group information, and we will make sure you get that info on tonight. Also, the Facebook group will make sure you get that info on tonight so that you can get in the group and you can get going with your business. But go to globallegacytraining.com so you can go ahead and get going. That will walk you through setting up everything from A to Z. Okay. And it's simple. It's 12 steps. That's it.
What was that? Okay, so if you're new, so I need you to get your own personal testimony. I want you to take the products every single day. Noni in the morning, right? That's what we were told. Drink the noni in the morning, and then you can have some throughout the day. The doctor recommend 4 ounces, guys. I've taken 4 ounces, over 4 ounces before, but that's what, well, the research, the one who's been researching noni for years. Tanya had him on. It was an incredible learning. That link has been posted in the group. I believe it. Most of the replays, we'll get them in the group. They may not be all in one location, but there's tons of trainings that have been happening over the last couple of weeks that are already in the group. But he recommended 4 ounces a day. Get your testimony for the renew, because a lot of you guys got renew in your boxes, especially for those of you who've gone gold. Congratulations on our gold. You can write right below on gold if you're gold. That means 500 PV, right? Personal volume that you have. Renew at night, it is nasty. All right. So for the customers that may be on here just eavesdropping, yeah, the product is nasty, y'all. They're working on it and they got a new improved flavor, but this stuff works. It absolutely works. So if you are not sleeping, but somebody that's having a problem with sleeping, get them on the renew. So you're gonna take that at night as well. Drink a lot of water with the products. Any type of health and wellness products are to be consumed with water. Is really good for you. And then you may have some other products. I'm not gonna go into the product training tonight. We had.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing about that renew. The benefits far outweigh the taste. When I first opened it, I was like, oh, I can't drink this. I drank that. When I woke up the next morning, that's how I woke up the next morning. Okay, now, hold on. Let me finish this. That's how I woke up the next morning. But then I kept drinking it every night because I noticed I was more energetic. I noticed I was feeling more vibrant, and then it's a natural libido booster. Why? Let me just say this. Why? Because it helps to naturally boost your HGH in your body, your human growth hormone. It naturally supports that. So you start feeling that youthful vigor. You start getting that youthful look. Your skin looks better, the whole 9, guys. Okay. So that renew, it might not taste that good, but it is the bomb. And the Ignite conference coming up in Vegas in September, they're gonna have a brand new flavor.
Yeah, so it's gonna be changed. So I'm all cutting across him because that first night, I was like, okay, this seems weird. It was just like such a deep sleep until you get up renewed, right? So my point is, take the products, right? New people. Now, all of us up here, we're gonna take them, but for those of you who are new, right? Also, what I would encourage you to do is get your first year in network marketing. It is a book that is very old, can be found on Amazon, right? So to help with the fear of it, it's a new business, you got to take action, right? So start to share with people your personal testimony, how you feel. If you've lost 1 pound, share it. You got on the scale and you dropped 2 pounds, let the people know, right? If you generated your first commissions, if it was $20, talk to people about that. Like, so I've been one always, I'm going to be very grateful of what I get. One of my checks with the company that we went to the top of that company with years ago, that first check was like $100 and something. And that was for the month. I shared it with everybody. So I need you to get in a space where you're sharing with people. Yesterday, I was talking to one of the individuals from my team. She may be on here tonight, but she was sharing her testimony. I'm like, okay, did you like post this in the group? Like, everybody need to hear it, right? It was incredible. Then she said, well, I shared it with my sister, and my sister now she's having experiences. I'm like, okay, because we get your sister in this business. So that's how it works. She said, well, I talked to her. I said, okay, we might need to do a 3-way so we can get your sister in the business, because if she's now getting results, that's how it works. So they're going to feed off of your personal testimonies, all right? Your personal consumption of the product. So that's how you can start putting yourself out there. Do stories, reels, live videos of you just taking the product in the morning, right before bed. Just take that phone, set it up, and let people know that you're doing it. Okay.
The name of the book is My First Year in Network Marketing. I just saw somebody ask the question. My first year in network marketing. Yeah, it is a book. It's like a blue and purple with like yellow, is it stars on it? But it's up there. It's been a bestseller, and it is years of what you laughing at? You. Years and years and years, and no matter what people will say in this day and age about you can't build network marketing in the living room. That's a lie. We invited somebody over to our home next week. They're coming, right? We understand there's innovation. We understand social media. I met a lot of you from social media. We connected that way. But there's still principles, right? So that book is going to help you with like principles of building. All right. So for those of you who have had experience in this industry, some of you are waiting too long to get into the water. Okay. This is a season. So I've already talked to the new people. Okay. Now we're about to progress a little bit. Let me hold on. We about to take it up a little bit. Okay. You're going to slow it down? Okay. I got to slow it down, guys. She on the road. I've been over here kind of quiet. All right, so we launched on May 6th. We are still in launch phase. I need you guys to understand what launch phase is. We did sort of a pre-launch before full launch on May 6th. We pre-launched, had a lot of people come in doing pre-launch. Then we launched on May 6th. Since May 6th, had a lot more people come in. But here's the thing about launch phase. And because there are different phases in this thing, guys. And you got to hear us when we talk about this, because we've been doing this over 20 years. We understand the whole dynamics of this, right? It's a psychology behind all of this. We're in launch phase, had a group of people in pre-launch and launch that came and joined us, right? We're now trying to prep the group that came in and a lot of the understanding and the building of the business before this next group come in, because the next group that's going to come in going to be greater than this group. Now, what leads us to the next group? I'm glad you asked that question. In launch phase, and this is what I want everybody to understand, because I got to leave here in a couple of minutes. In launch phase, that is the easiest time to invite people to join you in business. When we say launch phase, you just about can say the words about what you're doing, because everybody sees the excitement of what's going on. But if you're not sharing it with people, if you're not talking to people, if you're not inviting people to the presentation calls, guys, what are you're not growing your business, okay? Two things grow the business: retail and recruit. Retail and recruit. What happens, people tend to get caught up in the excitement and the busyness, and they stop doing what grows the business: retail and recruit. Remember, Lenika is the face of us, guys. I'm the guy I'm a bottom line. If you're not retailing your products and you're not recruiting people into your business, you're not in business. This is just a hobby and something fun to do, okay? So
And if that's what you want, that's fine.
Right. And so when we're talking about recruiting, because I'm going to talk about this and then I'm going to go ahead and take out. So give me 2 minutes. When we're talking about recruiting here in Partner Co, in a compensation plan, there's always those keys located in a comp plan. And our job is to find what is the key. The key is that replicated movement that you want to create throughout the organization, because if people properly replicate this movement, this business goes forever and everybody eats good. I'm gonna say that again. In every compensation plan with every company, there's a set of keys. Our job as leaders here is to find what is that key. When you find that key, that is what you're gonna replicate and duplicate throughout the entire organization. Now with Partner Co, that key is for everybody to hit that gold status and enroll 4 people. So gold and enroll, gold and enroll. You want to get those 4 people, okay? Now, that don't mean you're gonna get 4 people in a week. That don't mean you might get 4 people in a month, but you want to strive to get those 4 people, okay? You want to make sure you get the gold status. Now, for this month of May, this is why we've been telling everybody, get to that 500-point level. Normal, the ultimate package is 1,500 points, which is going to equate to around $2,000. But the company for the month of May has given our team a promotion that for just 500 points, $800, you get all of those benefits, which includes gold status, okay? Which includes gold status. What gold status is you're gonna earn on those first 3 levels of matching bonus for life. So we're telling people, listen, for this month of May, we're in the middle of launch. Any money you spend, you should be able to go back and make it just like that if you are in your business, doing your business, okay? So for the month of May, we're telling people, go ahead and get that 500 pack, because that's where you're gonna get the most bang for your buck. Now you work to go ahead and make that money back. All right, some people are not getting to it. Some people in different financial places. We understand that totally, right? But what you want to do is get at least 200 points and go and build your way to 500 points like ASAP. So Red started this business, and I'm calling you out, Saret. She started this business. She already sold 20 bottles of Noni before we launched on May 6th. 20 bottles of Noni, guess what? That was 500 points. Okay, guess what? Gold pack, right? Because she knew going into it in pre-launch that that's what she needed to do. So the keys to this comp plan, everybody go gold, get that gold status and enroll 4 people. Now, after this promotion is over, the ultimate pack goes back to 1,500 points. So now it's how can I get gold status without spending $2,000? Get started in the business and you got 8 weeks to enroll 4 people. Get started in the business and you got 8 weeks to enroll 4 people. That's gold status. Or get started in the business and retail and personal purchase your way to those 1,500 points. But that's why it's so important in the month of May, you go ahead and do those 500 points so you can go ahead and lock that in. That's why we've been talking about it so much, guys. So if you're new here, you join with us, guys, look, get to the gold status, get to 500 points ASAP so you can get that gold status locked in for life. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and exit left, exit right, and Lenika's gonna finish everything. I gotta go pick our daughter up, guys. God bless, guys. Look, brand new people, God bless you. Again, if we have not talked to you, reply to the email so we can connect.
All right, thank you. So I've got this too, because it was Tiffany yesterday who said, oh, wow, and these are 50 points. And I said, wow, they are, right? And so for those of, these are the pouches. Let me see. Some of you, most of you already know what the pouches look like, but for those of you who are new, this is what they look like. People are still getting in here. This is what they look like, right? So that's another way where you can go gold, where you can sell less, right? So it just requires less. So while you have that sale, you can just say, well, you know what? Let's just do the pouches, right? So the pouches are a little bit more, but you get more PV. So instead of 20 bottles, you can do 10, all right? 10 boxes of the pouches, and then that will also get you going. Now, another thing is, let's do some math. Like, say, for instance, you came in, you didn't have it to do right now, or over the last couple of weeks, you're 200 PV, you came in at the 200 PV level. So your business kit for starting was about $300. So now you need 200 more. And so 200 divided by 50, you would just have to just do 4 of these, right? So that's it. So 4 of these or 8 of these. I think I did that math right. If I jacked up the math, y'all just add. Calculate how many more points you need, okay? 50 points, 50 PV per box, right? And then 25 points per bottle. Calculate according to what you have in that back office. These are the amount of sales that you need to get, right? All right, so this is what I wanted to share with you. This is what I have been sharing. Make your list. We did it. We had a list. Let me see if I can find our list, because I want you all to see, right? So this is, you can't really see them names, but y'all see some of them names up there. And when I look at these names, right, probably about, and this is one of the lists we had several lists, right? On that particular list, most of the people joined the business. So we called them, and the conversations went a little bit like this. Hey guys, we're about to do something huge. We're gonna have an incredible time with it. Another Health and Wellness company. I picked up the phone. We spent about 15 minutes with them talking about it. I was fumbling through words a little bit. We had just gotten our app, and then I started sending them a few things from the app, right? You join with the business, you have your app. And then just over the next day or so, I followed up with them, right? So just was really excited about what we're about to launch. And of course, we have had history with the industry, but the main thing is people want, whether you're new or not, they want your excitement. They want to know, are you really wanting to do this? Like, are you really? So if they hear that you are really excited about what it is that you're bringing to them, most of them will want to get involved. Now, for those that do not at that moment, that is okay. Sometimes it takes people a few times before they say, okay, I am going to do this. Then that's when you follow up with them. All right. So make your list, write down the names, and then also you can write down like was interested or not. You can kind of code it the way that you want to follow up. Like if you want to put an F beside there now, okay, follow up. Maybe I need a 3-way, right? Maybe they need to hear from somebody else, right? Maybe they need to hear from Gregg and Lenika before they close, right? And then if you do need a 3-way, just let us know in advance, all right? And then Gregg or myself, or sometimes both of us, if you can get both of us in the same place at the same time and we are not busy, we'll hop on, all right? So another thing is for your customers, it is imperative that you get customers, because what's happening is people are like, a perfect example, and I don't know if she's on here today, but I woke up to an email from Partner Co. and I said, is this a mistake? Because she just purchased something. So maybe this is a mistake. So I said, you know what? Let me reach out to her to see if she did join the business. And what she said was, I really have never done none of this type of stuff, but I had so much energy after drinking this product. She found the link and she joined, right? So one of the other ways to get customers is building a true retail to recruit model, all right? We have about 10 more minutes here. It's going to go over past 8, just about 8:05, right? One of the ways to really build a business is to do retail and recruit model. And what that means is you build a customer base, right? When you start, and especially for those of the customers that start referring business back to you, they say, well, my sister, my auntie, I was telling her about this noni, and now she wants something. And girl, here go her cash, let me give you a cash app, let me send you $60 or whatever. Or I sent her to your link, girl, she went in order, that kind of stuff. Those conversations say, wait a minute, slow your roll. Let me get you into this business. So that is another way that you can do it. For my influencers and leaders, if you've been a part of this industry and you really want to build a significant income here, I need you to go all out. Like right now, it's the time to go all out. Videos, live stories, reels, meetings in your house, presentations. This will be that time for those of you who really, you know this industry, you know how this thing works, you understand momentum, you understand growth, you understand when companies come, and you understand too that many times this is a once in a lifetime type of thing. It is, right? For us, it has happened 2 or 3 times, right? That's just been the favor of the Lord, right? But you see, wait a minute, there's something on this thing. Go all out, right? Don't be secret agents. Share, share, share. You may be out of balance a little bit with your home. You know, we get it. We got children. Gregg just left to get one of them, right? We got a family reunion tomorrow, right? So we're going to be working in between those types of things. We get it. But talk to your family. Let them know that you're going to be a little bit out of balance as you build this thing. Because what happens in these types of times is when you don't put it out there, when you don't share with the world what it is that you're doing, then many times we look up and because my thing is, I don't want to have my sister sign up in somebody else's organization because she saw it online, but yet she didn't see it under me. Am I making sense? So I share that with you too, because it is such a pivotal moment for all of us, right? Where you have the ability to be in the #1 in your state, right? That's where we're at. You have the ability to be #2, or #5, or #10 in your whole state, right? That's how serious this is. And that is the blessing that God has put in all of our hands. All right. So if you have not set up your money, go to your back office. I would encourage you to make sure you're online. Click office on the left-hand side. There's the drop-down menu. Click money and then proceed forward. If there is any type of money issues, right, where you didn't get your check or you didn't get paid, then reach out to customer service, right? You can reach out to Gregg and I, but follow up with customer service as well, all right? We've been doing as best as we can to help people, but generally, if it's like a money issue or maybe like product didn't get there, those, you know, like that, those are like those emergency type things. Like you needed somebody, they're trying to join, you can't figure out the link. Those are like emergency things. But I still would highly recommend you making sure you still reach out to customer service to get your information straight. All right, people are still coming in. Guys, we're going to be getting off in a few minutes, but for those of you who've just gotten on, we will have the replay available. All right, starting next week, Gregg and I will be doing one-on-one calls. Like, say for instance, if you just need some personal attention, you got some questions, right? You still need some help. We will be doing that starting next week. And we do have a schedule, okay? And so what we will be doing is sending the link. This is not for your team. This is not for you to share it, but we will be putting it in the personal WhatsApp as well, okay? We're going to be putting it in the personal WhatsApp as well. I think that is it. It was a couple more things that I wanted to share. Oh, the things that we talked to you about tonight, we want you to share with your own team, train them. Also, let them know part of the story. You guys will continue to hear different pieces of the story about Partner Co. and how it came to be and how they acquired the company, which they called it a 5-day miracle because everything happened in like 5 days and the company was about to go through bankruptcy and everybody distributorship was about to be lost, and people who had built 20 years, you know, prior, even in Noni, they were not going to be getting a paycheck, and then God put it together. So last year, the end of last year, they got everything put together in 5 days. So they call it the 5-day miracle, right? So you all will continue to hear about those types of stories, as you guys may even have questions yourself about the company, the name, and all of that, right? The merging, you all will hear about it, but share these types of things with your teams as well. And then the last thing I wanted to share is we're having an event here in Raleigh, North Carolina, June the 10th. We are not putting it out there on social media because we want to make sure that our team, right, and your guests can get in because this is like our first launch. It is going to be packed out. Some of you already have like gotten your tickets. You're like, I am going, I'm being there. But for those of you who maybe just joined today and you're like, okay, what are you talking about? We are having an event here, Raleigh, North Carolina, June the 10th, which is Saturday, June the 10th. And it'll be like 1 month after we came public to the world. So we launched the first week of May after meeting Darren and John in Puerto Rico. We'd already planned to launch, but we said we needed to put our eyes on them. We really needed to see like, who are these people? Are we cool with really letting everybody know that we put our stamp of approval on it, which is huge to us. And so this event will be like literally a month after that. So it is going to be packed out. We are going to have an incredible time. We have a special surprise, which we're not telling anybody of the surprise. We're really excited about it. Our leadership, our leadership frontline, they know about it, but we're so excited about what's happening here. So I would just leave with this. I know I said I was going to take a, you know what, let me see what time is it. Let's do 8:10. All right. Because I wanted to take a few questions, but I was going to lead with this. And y'all know I'm a whole prophet, very prophetic individual who even in business, one of the reasons why I know that I've been successful is because I really like, God is really like my CEO. I'm like, okay, God, what do we need to do today with this stuff? Like, who are we gonna talk to? What we need to do? Like, what am I gonna post? Like, even ask God, talk to him about your business. He knows, right? And so even with those types of things, just lean into him for direction, for strategy, for instructions, right? For creative ideas, for creative anointing, for creative abilities, and he will give you those types of things, right? I pray about your business. Who do I need to call today? He will give you the names, all right? So just make sure you are also doing that, because that is a huge part to growth. And because this is spiritual and his hand is all over this, it is just even going to happen for you even more. All right, so let's see, any questions? Let's see, do we have any questions? Any questions? All right, Crystal Grill, great question. Send, if you are gold in your back office, meaning you have over 500 PV and you do not see it on the gold tracker, send it to Gregg and I, and we will have it on over to corporate, because they're still manually updating some things. But y'all, the team is growing so fast. We just found out, because in our back office, it had chairperson 3, but then we were like, well, did we hit it or not? So right before we get on the phone with you guys, I mean, the Zoom, they said, well, y'all have grown so fast, like in the history that y'all broke the gauge. And what? So I say all of that to say they're doing a lot of stuff manually, even with the gold. So you may not see it back there, but we want to celebrate you. We want to shout you out, all right? So what they said here to us, they said, okay, Gregg and Lenika, you advanced so fast, you broke the widget. We just heard back from IT. They confirmed all of the numbers are right, but the display bar is showing wrong. So on our display office, in the back office where you see like your next rank and it show you the green, it was past the next rank. So we still have some more points that we got to do, but the widget couldn't handle it. And they said that their system had never seen anything like this. So my point for you are gold. If you are gold, please make sure, but it don't say gold. Like you don't see gold status, but you see over 500 PV, then that means you are gold, okay? According to our special that they're offering the legacy team, make sure you reach out to Gregg and I. That way, neither of the two will forget, right? We'll make sure we see it. And then we will create your gold banner. And then we'll make sure that IT gets it put in as the goal. Okay. How about that? The rally event, I don't think it'll be virtual, but I have to ask. I gotta ask about it. So y'all know we just started planning this event too, right? What do we go and see orders purchased? All right, how long does it take to update? That is a great question. Let me see if I can, because somebody else asked that same question today. And let me see if I can share my screens. Just give me a second. And I said that we would do, let's see, 48. Okay. Just give me a second, you guys. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can share my screen. I'm gonna see if it even go to, okay, there it go. I think that's it. Okay, so right here. So y'all see dashboard. So y'all see your dashboard, right? And then go ahead on over to orders. And then once it populates, then scroll down. All right, and then it's coming up. And then, all right, so those are so like these orders right here, this is the last. Y'all see that this somebody ordered today. And I really don't like to do this because it shows people addresses. Let me get out of here. And just for the, for the integrity of people. So go to your dashboard, click office. Well, no, go to your back office, click office, and then on the left-hand side, there's your drop down. And most of the stuff will be under there. You just still gotta find it. And then click on orders and then scroll down, right? And then you'll see your orders. And then there's also the tracking information in there as well, like for your orders, okay? The tracking information is in there as well. And so you can, if one of your customers like, okay, I didn't get my product yet, then you can, like one of my prayer sisters, Aisha, and my friend, they ordered something and I'm like, girl, you should have been got your noni juice. So, and then it was at the front desk, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna get your front desk folk because they should have told you you had your noni juice, right? So, if you have a customer who is like, where's my stuff at? And you're like, well, I don't know. Check the back office. You do know. And then if it doesn't arrive, I mean, it's business. Sometimes packages get lost. But at least you can have that information there for some of you who don't know. All right, as long as it's in the month of May. Okay, so Val has a question. It looked like somebody answered a question. All right, will the event be virtual? Okay, I'm going over questions now. Do you know what the lifestyle person? No, yeah, I don't know. I learned it. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about the lifestyle perks. I'm sorry. If it's another leader up here that know about them lifestyle perks, go ahead and type it below. I forgot. I'm over 500. Okay, so that's the one that I asked. Oh, Dexter and Tanya's on. Hey, y'all, that's my family. So they're going to be live on, I don't know if they're still on, but I see Dexter and Tanya. Make sure you guys are on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're going to do a presentation. Y'all, if y'all want to put people in front of a presentation, it is definitely Dexter and Tanya. They are incredible presenters. Put them in front of the presentation, right? And make sure, like, especially for those of you who are personally reaching out to people saying, I need you to be on this presentation. Like if you text someone, follow up with that person. It's different if you just post it and you really don't know who show up. Follow up with them because chances are when they present, they have a very high close rate. It's at the bottom of dashboard. Okay, thanks, Tiffany. I'm kind of reading them. I'm going backwards, you all, to read. I reached out to a few friends and family and sold 4 bottles in 5 minutes. Doing that, I asked for a favor. Okay, thanks, Tabby. So Tabby said, do not be scared. Reach out. Oh yeah, so y'all, for those of y'all who online saying, I need you to buy 5 bottles of noni, please don't say that. No, it sounds like when with your nails, like touch that chalkboard and just that to a marketer. But what you can do is what she just said. I need a favor. Like, I just started my business. I would love your support. They do use the word support, like not I need you to buy. Okay. And so that's really good, Tabby. You got 4 bottles sold in 5 minutes. I'm trying to find where you see that rank info at. So on your dashboard, it will show on that left side of the screen, your title advancement is what it's called. And on that side of your dashboard, like I'm looking at it from the computer, but I think when you do it on the phone, it's the same thing. When you go to Office, click the 3 lines, right? That's where most of your information is going to be under. When you click the 3 lines, then there's that huge, well, that drop down is a long drop down, right? And then under that section, when you scroll, you'll see the title advancement, and then it'll show current title, and then it'll also show like when is the next, like the bar for your next progression. All right. And so what I'm also finding out is Thursday, when that payment is like already processed, that's around that time the ranks come out, right? So our week closed. I posted it in Facebook today, but just in case you didn't see it, our week closed Saturday morning, like in the middle wee hours of the morning at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. So partner code, the main company is in Utah. Okay. Our founders, they live in Puerto Rico, but the main corporate office is in Utah, because that is where Noni, Miranda, all of that was at, right? I'm not really 100% sure about the Eric side. I think they may have been in Utah, but Utah is where a lot of network marketing companies are at, right? Melaleuca's there, some other companies, right? But that is mountain time. So it's kind of like a job. Time go in at, meaning so any sales, enrollments, right? Business that you have generated, it has to be in by like 12 p.m. mountain time, like really like tonight, but overnight, because for the Eastern Standard Time, it is 2 p.m. in the morning, right? So if you're even trying to rank up for next week for it to show, right? You may be a couple of points you may have a couple points to go, then get it in by 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the morning. Does that make sense? You guys can kind of do your own math, like Pacific Standard Time, that's 11 p.m. Pacific Standard. Then for Central, it's a different time. I think that would be 1 a.m. in the morning, but it goes from Saturday to Saturday, right? But next Thursday is when you start to see those commissions. So what happens during that time is the ranks start to show up, right? This is our 2nd week that we're seeing it. So now we're like, okay, so last Thursday, we were at our granddaughter's graduation. People started posting their ranks. Okay, all right, the page starting to show up. You understand? So like even for our commission, it hit our bank account Friday morning. But those ranks, meaning everything now has turned over for the new week on that Thursday. But for those of you who are trying to rank or just trying to get some type of goals in place, maybe you're trying to sell some more Noni for your next Friday check, do it by 2 in the morning. All right. So you guys got, what is it, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So we got 6 more hours before this pay period closed. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's see. What else is it? All right, is that it? I think that is it. Oh, Tuesday says she has a family reunion too. A lot of family reunions going on. All right, do we do 3 ways in advance to help close? Do it. Oh, you're not asking, you're just telling. Okay. Thank you, Tammy. The pouches are in production in the UK. No pouches on sale. Oh, Marie, what time is it, girl? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's the weekend. I guess you good. She's in the UK, y'all, and she's on the Zoom at like 1 some in the morning. If I said that right. Okay, great. Get started at 8 weeks to go. I'm just looking to make sure I'm not missing anything. And I know that I said around 8:10, but it is 8:16. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go in a couple of minutes. I just wanted to make sure I'm not missing any questions. All right, so y'all get your personal testimony. Yeah, 1:16 a.m. in the morning. All right, personal testimony of the products. Take them regularly. Get your first week check story or first year check story. Go ahead on. No, first week check story or first month check story. All right. So it'll be like in the first week with this company, I was able to generate $300. Yeah. You know, or the first month I made $3,000, right? So remember, the first check is gonna be from your efforts, retail recruit, and then as you build out your team, that's when the residual income will come into play. I'm gonna close by saying, if you believe that you can, I know it sounds so elementary, y'all. It does. But if you really believe that you can, you will. If you believe that people want to buy from you, they will. If you believe that people want to join you in business, they will. As Greg said, this is like one of the best times to launch. I just felt the angel touch me, y'all. He touched me right there. There's that wealth angel that just showed up. It did. That wealth angel touched me, right? But for those of y'all who ain't, like for me with that type of language, I'm sorry, that's who y'all got when y'all got Lenika Scott, right? But that angel just like touched me. But if you really believe you can, and this is the best time to really share because we're in like momentum and it's just going to continue to go up from there. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you all so much for getting on tonight. I know it was a lot of information, but we wanted to make sure that we came before you personally because you made a decision to personally join us in business. God bless you all. Bye-bye.